Alola everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is PhillyBeatzU and oh my goodness, there is now 100% foolproof method on getting shiny Pokemon to hatch from eggs in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Did I mention that this is 100% guaranteed? That is what is really cool about this. So if you want to get shiny Pokemon quick, or you want to get shiny Pokemon from the competitive standpoint, because this method allows you to pass down the abilities, allows you to pass down natures, and allows you to pass down IVs, this is going to be the perfect guide for you. Now it's pretty simple. You just follow a few steps, and once you get used to the whole process, it'll be easy peasy lemon squeezy to start popping out them shiny Pokemon from the eggs. Now I tried this method myself and was able to get a shiny Magikarp and a shiny Rowlet, so I can confirm that this 100% does work. Now without further ado, let's get right into this guide. It is known as the swap breeding guide. Now what exactly is it? It is a method of breeding that exploits a quirk in Sun and Moon's egg generation that predetermines your eggs very far in advance. We're talking before you've even deposited the parents into the nursery. I also just wanted to mention, guys, that this is not hacking. This is not cheating at all. You're just using a exploit in the game simply by turning it on, turning it off, saving and swapping in Pokemon. There's no PK hex involved, so all the Pokemon here, in my definition, are going to be completely legal and completely legit, so you don't have to worry about anything illegal here. So the basic premise of this is depositing a Ditto and Magikarp into the nursery, collecting and hatching as many eggs as you want, checking their natures, genders, IVs. You got what you wanted, that's great, then you can move on. But if not, you reset the game without saving and you do it all over again. You avoid 100% male, 100% female Pokemon, or genderless Pokemon when you're doing this first step. You stick with the Magikarp, alright? And a big disclaimer is that you're going to have to use the Masuda Method, which is a method where you use a foreign Pokemon to breed. In this case, I highly suggest you use a foreign Ditto, which you can get through the GTS. Don't use don't use every single Pokemon that's foreign, because it'll be hard to get exactly every single Pokemon in a foreign manner. But the best way to do it is get a foreign Ditto. Best option to do. Then you can also have the Shiny Charm, which will help this method as well. Shiny Charm is not that hard to get, as you just have to complete the Alolan Dex and not the National Dex in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Or you can just have both. Note again, if you are not having any of these, the Masuda Method or the Shiny Charm, it will not work in this game. Now let's move on with how to really exploit this. So this method allows you to transplant nature, gender role, ability role, IV inheritance, and shiny status from one species to another by resetting the game and changing the contents of the egg. Now, the reason why we start off with a Magikarp, because people might be wondering, why start off with the Magikarp? Magikarp is one of the fastest Pokemon to hatch in the game. It is 2 times to 8 times faster than other Pokemon, so that's why you start off with Magikarp. For example, we start off with the Magikarp and then we switch maybe into a Jangma OO. It's gonna be really good because dragons take a long time to hatch, and when you use this with the Magikarp and replace that with a Jangma OO, it's going to be hatching at the same rate that Magikarps will hatch, which is going to be really good, because I don't want to sit there forever trying to hatch dragon Pokemon. So that is one of the advantages already, getting Pokemon to hatch quick. Now, 2 things you're going to want to use is the Everstone, which will help pass down the nature, and you're going to want to use the Destiny Knot, which I suggest you keep on your Ditto to pass down those IVs. Once you put it on your Ditto, I suggest do not touching your Ditto ever again. Just keep the Destiny Knot on it. And we have some special cases and solutions to this. We have 100% male, 100% female Pokemon, no gender Pokemon. We have a high chance of female Pokemon, etc. Now, how this works is when you do swap out a Magikarp with one of these Pokemon mentioned, the no gender, let's use Porygon for an example. Porygon is not a gendered Pokemon, so we use Porygon. We're going to replace Magikarp with Porygon, and you're going to reject the first egg the daycare lady gives you. Okay, you are not going to collect the first egg. When she hands you that first egg, you tell her, no, I don't want that egg, girl. And she's going to discard that egg, and then you start collecting eggs from onwards. Because if you do take that egg, it is going to offset everything, and you're going to have to start from scratch again. Same thing applies for the same species and different species Pokemon. When you switch up with that, you're going to want to reject the first egg and then continue getting the other eggs after that. When it comes to gender, Pokemon Sun and Moon rolls between the numbers 1 and 8 to determine a gender. 5, 6, 7, and 8 represent the females, and the other numbers represent the males. If you want a Salandlet, since it is a 1 out of 8 chance, it's going to have to roll an 8. An 8 is what you're going to have to roll in order to get that. When it comes to abilities, it goes between 0 and 99 as well. And here's a nice thing. For example, if your dummy Pokemon has its hidden ability and produces a hidden ability egg, then as long as the parent you swap in also has its hidden ability, the egg will remain as such because the parent's ability gets factored in. It is possible for an egg that came from a dummy Pokemon with no hidden ability to turn into a hidden ability egg after swapping to a hidden ability parent. So that's kind of important, maybe starting off with a hidden ability Pokemon or switching into a hidden ability parent in order to get the eggs to become hidden abilities. So keep that in mind if you want a specific ability as well. When it comes to IV inheritance, Pokemon obviously inherit certain IVs from their parents. Destiny Knots will give you that 5 IVs inherited. So you can take a look at this if you want as well. Pause it, take a look at it, or I'll put it down in the description below where you can download and save this image to your computer and look at this guide for yourself as well. And finally, let's get into the shiny swapping process in full. Now, if you want to refer to any other contingencies or other details, you go back up and you take a look at those specific roles as well, like if you're switching with a genderless Pokemon, etc., or a female, stuff like that. So here we go. Like I said, you're going to need your Ditto with the IVs. Put the Destiny Knot on the Ditto. That is highly suggested. And then you're going to want to start off with your Magikarp. So here we go. Let's look at the steps. Step 1, save the game. Step 2, place Ditto equipped with Destiny Knot in the nursery along with Magikarp. Step 3, collect 30 eggs. Step 4, remove a parent from the nursery to temporarily halt egg spawns. Step 5, hatch the 30 eggs. If none of the eggs contain the shiny you're looking for, repeat steps 1 through 5 again. If the egg does for some reason contain the shiny you're looking for, then you're going to move on to step 7. So for example, let's just say egg 13 out of the 30 eggs I hatched had my shiny. You're going to take a note of that, which is on step 7 says take note of which egg it was. In this example, like I just mentioned, the 13th egg since the last save. Step 8, reset the game without saving. Step 9, this is the swap. Place Ditto equipped with Destiny Knot in the nursery along with Cubone equipped with Everstone. Obviously, in this case, you want to get a Cubone. So they're using the Everstone and Cubone to pass down the nature. The Ditto is going to have the Destiny Knot, so it's going to pass on the IVs. Then you're going to collect your 13 eggs, just like you did when you got that shiny Pokemon from before on step 6. Okay, so step 10, you're going to collect the 13 eggs, and then step 11, you're going to hatch the 13th egg, and it's going to be a guaranteed shiny. That's how it's going to work. It's going to be 100% guaranteed because the 13th egg on the other batch got you your shiny. The 13th egg on this batch will get you your shiny. So that's how you get a, well, shiny Cubone in this case. Now, something you have to realize is that it says, go to step 10, there's a little contingency there. It says, if you are swapping for a genderless Pokemon like Meteor, when you would reject an egg 13 and pick up egg 14. So you reject the first egg and pick up, not the first egg, the 13th egg, and you pick up egg 14 because that's how this whole thing works. Because that one difference when you switch out, as we mentioned above, when it comes to switching out and not accepting an egg when it comes to a certain Pokemon that is a fixed gender, non-gendered, a specific species, or you're switching between species, stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Go back up to the gendered and fixed gender section on this if you want to take a look at that. But when you're sticking to regular Pokemon with a 50-50 chance that you're not worried about gender at all, stick with those Pokemon to start off. Get used to the guide by doing that. And that's the best way to start getting your shiny Pokemon in the beginning. You get more complicated when you move into the realm of, you know, genderless and 100% female Pokemon. So go regular first. Don't do anything crazy. Start getting the hang of it and then start moving on to the more complicated things. And you will get yourself definitely shiny Pokemon. Like I mentioned before, I got myself a shiny Rowlet and a shiny Magikarp from this method. So it works. It's 100%. Go ahead. Share this with as many people as you know. Get the information out there. Huge shout out to the people at Reddit and 4chan and all over the internet who collabed together to put this together. So guys, I hope you enjoy this. Get your shiny Pokemon. Tweet at me some pics of the shiny Pokemon. I'll look forward to seeing that. My name is PhillyBeatzU, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. I'm out.